Hello there, everyone. I'm Ashley Eckstein. Most of you may know me as the voice of Ahsoka Tano and also the founder of WHOniverse. And this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Hello, fellow Whovians, and welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. This is Christian Basil. No, I'm not Dave Chapman. I'm surprise, he's not hosting this week. He's taking the week off because I want to thank everybody who helped us participate in going over Series 2 of Doctor Who on Disney Plus with Ncuti Gatwa. So when everybody was essentially done with the reviews, everybody had this look on their face. So we're like, we're done, we're relieved and everything. And as soon as I said you can take this week off, yeah, that was the relief that they had on their faces. Speaking of relief on their faces, here I am. And welcome again to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And I just want to let you know tonight's episode is brought to you by the Kitchen Killers Barbecue Sauce.
I didn't listen to that voicemail. I'll tear open that letter you sent. Don't you tell your friends I want you back. I gotta leave you now unread, because you've already said those words that switch my heart to dead from loving you. So you'll stay ghosted and I'll stay focused. I'll sew in close. The spell stays unspoken, a dark silhouette that voicemail or TikTok that story you send. Don't you reel me in to get me back. I'm gonna leave you now.
I'm already hungry. Taking a look at this picture. This is something that Billy Floyd from the Kitchen Killers and I put together over the Memorial Day weekend, and like, yummy! So if you want to get a bottle, you can check out, you can send an email if you're not in the Central Florida area. Email kitchenkillers@gmail.com and use the promo code 10% off TARDIS to get 10% off your purchase. Now, here's the thing. If you are going to the convention that we're going to be talking about in just a little bit, I'm going to explain to you how you can not only get a bottle of sauce of your own, but also get $1 off at Space Coast Comic Con. But we're going to be talking about that in a little bit. But first of all, let me go ahead and bring on my team, and we're going to start off with Sean. Sean from Our Philosophy Is. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing just fine. Glad to be back, and I look forward to what we're going to be talking about today. Sounds exciting.
In just a tiny brief synopsis, what did you think of Series 2?
What did I think of Series 2?
Just like in like a couple sentences or less.
See, Christian knows me so well. He's like, wait. Just tell me in a couple sentences if you don't have interpretation. I liked the beginning. I really didn't like the middle, and I liked the last episode.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and then of course, getting your chats. And since Dave's not here, I'm doing all the legwork today. Hey, if you want to drop by a little super chat or something from the Facebook page, no worries out there. I'm saying hello to Rod there. Raj, thankfully, I am too far from the chaos of Los Angeles. Oh God, I hope everything gets better out there. I truly hope it does. Hello, Ramona. Hello, Raj. And Tom, I got away from all that a long time ago. And that's worse. Yeah, we won't talk about that there. Because we got something else to talk about that's going to be taking place on this weekend. And Dave, you know he's ready to rock because he's wearing his smart glasses. Yeah, I'm wearing my brainy specs. I just ate lunch, so I'm good. Oh, fine. Well, whatever. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and bring in the lovely.
Hi.
Pat her down. We don't have much of the Who Knew news, but let's make it appropriate. Let's make it official. Let's go ahead and get it started so we can talk about it. Stand by, and here we go. Where's that button?
Hey guys, how's tonight going for everybody? So far, so good? Because we only have very light news and everything, and most of it's alleged and everything. So we're going to start with the birthdays because we're just going to give a cute shout out to Colin Baker, our sixth doctor and everything. I'm trying to make sure because now we don't even know what order they're in and everything. He's 82 years old and looks adorable as ever and everything because I met him at New York Comic Con years ago. Sweetest person in the world. Got the raw end of the deal, I will say, in the series, but he is like a very nice person. Good. He loves talking and everything. And a shout out to him because I want to meet him again and stuff. He is so sweet. And
he has a noble brow. I just had to say that. I'm sorry.
and then we have Jason Isaacs, who everyone knows as the head of the Malfoy family and everything, as Lucius Malfoy, and other tidbits and tantalating shows such as The White Lotus, The Patriot. He was in Peter Pan, the movie version. He was in The Salt Path. He turned 62 as of June 6th, and so far going strong in his career and stuff. Basically, the latest movie he has coming out, if I'm right, it should be, I'm trying to see the reference and everything. I think he's doing a play right now, but there's not much on anything. He has been trying, because with the reshoots of Harry Potter now for the new season, they're trying to find a lookalike for him. And so far, it's pretty good and everything. But otherwise, those are our two birthdays for today. And we have some Who-related news. It seems that if you're a fan of Wednesday Addams, season 2 has a classic Who or new Who, depending on how you look at it and everything, depending on which series you're following as classic and new or mid-new and everything. But it seems, that was at New York Comic Con. He's adorable.
Now, the reason why we chose these folks, unfortunately, I didn't get the pictures up in time. So there we go. That's Gadget with the lovely Colin Baker. And then finally, I found the picture. So there we go. Yep. Colin with the lovely TARDIS. And then there's Jason Isaacs there with the Traveling TARDIS as well. So happy birthday to you guys. I'm sorry to cut you off. I finally got the pictures up there.
No, I know. So I was trying to bypass everything because I knew you had them somewhere. And I'm like, yeah. Because we have to speak about her. Because this is why with Wednesday, if you haven't watched the premiere, you know, Lady Gaga and everything is part of Wednesday's new series and everything. But it just found out that Billie Piper is now playing in Wednesday series 2. It has a character named Capri, but I'm trying to get her first name. She's playing a werewolf, so a bad wolf and everything, because she's maybe an alleged villain. And it's basically odd because if she snagged Doctor Who, is she done filming Wednesday to do Doctor Who? Because she has a different hair color in Wednesday. They said she's more like what you're seeing in the anniversary special when she talks with David and everything, that more like brown, reddish color and everything. So I don't know. Is she really our doctor or not? It's all alleged when it comes to that, because it ties into now the allegedness of Disney dropping Doctor Who, and the war between the land and the sea will be the only thing they will show. And Doctor Who might migrate to another streaming service, which could be anywhere from Amazon Prime through Netflix, through you name it. It could be Paramount Plus. I'm thinking more HBO Max and everything, since they already have the other Doctors episodes and everything, as well as it could also be trying to find it right now. They're saying like Pluto TV or those other streaming free services, since they have the Sixth Doctor and back on those. But it's all alleged. But there is a confirmation, though, that from Captain Poppy's page that the ending was changed, and she was supposed to be part of it. And this is coming from her mom on TikTok and Instagram. So right now, that's all the news we have. But I'm hoping that someone picks up the series. Let's see how the war between the land and the sea does, because otherwise, the BBC is going to finish negotiations. But it's all alleged right now with Disney that they're out.
That come from? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
Oh no, it's all alleged. There's different outlets having it. There's certain sci-fi, like the SFF Gazette, certain cosmic books, but most of it was found through reliable sources that work with the BBC and everything. But it's all alleged and everything, because Disney did want to fight, basically. Yeah, they had a stake in it. It's just the negotiations. I'm thinking it was the hours it was put on. Instead of putting it on 3 a.m., midnight, and everything, this should have been something where it was comparable to everybody.
I agree, Stephen. Sean Pertwee. Let's bring him on. I think he should come
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting. Third Doctor type.
Just to do a cameo thing.
Just a cameo.
But I know he said a lot of times he wouldn't do like the cameos unless it was like warranted, like something for charity and stuff. I know he said that.
Well, they should do a Children in Need then, because Third Doctor. So they should do it. They should do a Red Nose Day thing for that. I would love that.
Well, right now I'm just asking everybody out there, please be patient, because we don't know where Doctor Who's going to land. I mean, the TARDIS keeps going in different directions, you know, and everything.
And I apologize, I wasn't able to put the poll up. But if you go to our YouTube channel and go down the post, we do have a poll. It says, "Do you think Doctor Who will remain on Disney Plus?" And out of 37 votes, that's a lot of you out there. Out of 37 votes, 24% said yes, 19% said no, but there will be into another streaming, and 57% flat out said no. Disney Plus will not be carrying.
From what I know, allegedly, I
more
think
than a majority.
It's going to another streaming. From what I know, allegedly.
Let's put it back on Netflix. Everyone was watching Doctor Who.
I don't have Netflix. I can't afford it.
Everybody in the States was watching it when it was on Netflix, and then they kept moving it around, and they're like, why did the viewership go down? Because nobody has it anymore. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, no, that's what I'm thinking about.
It's only that, but a lot of people have just been kicking around the idea, why isn't it back on BBC America? Or BBC?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the ground. We all freaked out when it was just like, it's going to Disney Plus.
Isn't that what BBC America was for? It's like,
yeah, exactly.
They did the David Tennant marathon. Why can't they have the whole series back on?
Exactly. I just like, hey, I think it should just make a homecoming right there. It should take, in my opinion, it should take a little time off, get organized, get a new showrunner, get
But there, as
whatever
far
they're
as we know,
doing
there's
with
no
Billy
Christmas
Piper.
special either. There were works. If the third season had gone, we would have got a Christmas special. I will say that.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all for the Who Knew News. Let me
Yep.
go ahead and make it official, and we're going to bring in our guests. Here we go. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome. If you're just joining us, we have a special episode. We're going to be discussing and talking about a convention taking place this weekend at the, should get mad at me for it.
Would it?
Banner. Yeah, the Wickham Park
There you go.
Community Center tonight. We're speaking to the team at Space Coast Comic-Con. We're going to be talking to two of the folks who are going to be out there and its showrunner. So let me, without further ado, bring up the lovely and talented Jake Estrada. How you doing there, Jake? Welcome. Thanks for coming back. This is not your first rodeo. You've been here before.
Yeah, I've been on plenty of times in the past. You know, it's become an annual thing. I come on here at least once a year now. You know, I pop up for Space Coast Comic-Con every year. Here I am. I'm back again. This time I have a mess behind me, but it's okay. I'm a messy kind of person.
To be honest, that's just normal living for it.
I live in a junkyard, everybody. You know, that's just what I do. Yeah. My code name is Bocas. Sorry.
Billy Piper has raided your house. So anyway. So Jake, give us a little brief synopsis for people who may not be familiar with Comic-Con. And I want to congratulate you. If I'm not mistaken, this is year 10.
That's right. Year 10. 10th anniversary of Space Coast Comic-Con. It started in 2015. Years ago at Port Canaveral or Cape Canaveral out in the Radisson. That was the very first location. Christian was there, the very first one. He's an old timer with us too. You know, I've been hanging on him like this, hugging him like a bear. You know, the only thing he don't have honey.
What? Really? So Jake, you've been doing this for how long? And what have you learned in the 10 years? From day one to day one to year 10. What is the thing that you have learned?
Well, day one, it started by David Grace. So David Grace is the father of Space Coast Comic-Con. He birthed it. I've been there since day one with him. I was his marketer. I originally started marketing for him on day one. We took out advertisements at my then comic book called Space Coast Comics. I was pushing it, promoting it. And then as years went on, my role grew larger and larger until I became part owner with him. And then he retired. He became grandpa, and I just stepped forward after COVID. And I've been helming it ever since. With that being said, I've learned a lot in the last 10 years. You know, one thing is people are never happy. The only thing you can do is make yourself happy. And Space Coast Comic-Con makes me happy. You know, and one of the biggest things is watching people come in with a smile on their face, watching my friends that come to vent at the show with smiles and they leave happy. And that's how I try to keep the show as a family show. And that's what I've learned. Space Coast Comic-Con is about family and about unity and love.
Gotcha. And your family is involved with this a lot, aren't they? They
you know, some years they're involved a lot. This year they're not going to be involved that much, you know, because I have a 2-year-old daughter. She's going to be running around. So I have other
I can babysit.
Family that are going to be helping me out. So always be gentle, because anybody that you offend at Space Coast Comic-Con most likely related to me somehow, and you don't want me to come at you because I'm 7 foot tall. I might step on you.
I am your stepchild out there. So
yes, he's.
I offer to babysit if I ever come.
There you go. It's going to be this weekend again. As Jake mentioned, we're going to have comics, cosplayers, artists, actors. You can do, if for some odd reason, if you're watching this on your phone, I know you can't scan it, but if you're watching this on your computer, then you can get the scan code that will bring you to Space Coast Comic-Con. That will be, again, taking place June 14th to 15th this weekend on its 10th year. And it will be taking place again at the Wickham Park Community Center. Where's that located, Jake?
It's in the heart of Melbourne. You go up on Wickham Road. It's right in Melbourne. You can get off easy access from 95 to Wickham. You can get there, and it's in Melbourne. Like you said, it's on Leisure Way. inside the park. Don't get scared. You're going to go inside the park. You're going to drive in there. You're going to get a nice scenic route, and then it's going to just take you to the community center. And the community center is a nice big location. We're going to have live mini rent fair going on outside. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have tons of other stuff going on inside as well. We're going to have panels. I even hear that the Traveling TARDIS might be doing a panel on a Sunday, I heard.
I heard that rumor too, but why start rumors now?
Oh, we love rumors, man. Rumors are the things of the internet, man.
Mm-hmm. Get a lot of subscribers with a lot of rumors.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jake, who's going to be out there? Let's introduce the guests that are going to be appearing out at Space Coast. So you pick the first one who's going to be popping up in just a second out there. Who's our next guest coming onto our screen?
Our next guest, without further ado, is Athena Finger. She, is an awesome guest, an awesome friend of the show. I love her. And she can introduce herself. She could talk a little bit about her family and her legacy. She's awesome.
She's my favorite finger. She's getting
it's the
plenty
crew.
of
I'm so excited to see everyone. I've missed everyone so much. I've been out of the game for a little while, but I'm back. Hi.
Well, welcome back, Athena. Athena, for our friends from all over the world. And I'm going to, we just got the numbers in. So right now, as we speak, we are currently at 63,670 YouTube subscribers. And apparently our Facebook page is crawling up to 79,000. So thank you all so much for you guys who apparently think we're worth the subscribe button. Each and every one of you. I'm going to give you a hug one day. Just not right now. But anyway, back to the lovely Athena Finger. Athena, explain to our folks who may not be familiar with your work and what you do.
Well, I'm known because my grandfather was the co-creator of Batman, Bill Finger. And I won his credit in 2015. So that would also be a decade of Bill having credit. Woo, woo.
Wow.
So it's a big year for a few of us, which is awesome. So that I go around and I talk Bill Finger and Batman. I also am an artist, so I like to sell my art and all of that fun stuff.
So you give everybody the finger.
That's what's up,
I've always wanted to say that. I don't care.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, Athena, you've been an artist too. How long have you been doing your art?
I got back into painting in 2016. And just kind of ran from it from there. I can't take credit for that piece. Someone else did that. The fans are amazing. Super talented people out there. I love it.
I want everybody to see what Grandpa. I can't find like a picture out there. If you got a picture, somebody can bring one in.
I do. I can send you a couple.
Yeah.
It's so weird when you Google my grandfather, a bunch of pictures that are not him come up. So be very careful out there in the world.
I do that too when I do random searches, but I find out they're only friends. So I'm in like OnlyFans. Sorry, I started a new service 5 seconds ago. I call it OnlyFriends.
Hey, you'll make money.
It's true. All right. Anyway, this show went a hit low. Athena, what kind of art, do you have any art around where you're at right now?
Do I have any art around? No, I'm at work right now. Sorry, people. But if you come this weekend, I'm going to bring a bunch of paintings that I actually just did for a show that I had this past February, actually on Bill's birthday. They're all Bill Finger characters or stories that he wrote. So you'll be able to see some of that stuff. If you want to see stuff that I currently have, you can always go to Instagram. I have a lot of stuff posted there as far as my artwork. And I do commission work. So I did some commission work in the middle of doing all that stuff for the show. So, I keep myself busy.
Are you going to be in Ancient City this year?
I will be. They requested me back. I feel so loved.
I should have saved you for last because so are we. And we will be with the Dalek Builders of Florida, but more into that as we go for this episode of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Speaking of which, we're going to be taking commercial break. When we return, we're going to bring in our other guests up there. Jake has, we got 2 more guests coming in the background, so be excited. We're going to be right back, and we'll be answering any Doctor Who questions or whatever. But please have your questions ready for our wonderful team at Space Coast Comic Con. Again, it's going to be taking place in June. God, I got it wrong. 15th, 14th and 15th, right?
Correct.
And I had this written down too. Godly, I'm so sad. I didn't have it written down. I have it here. God. Tonight we speak to the team at Space Coast Comic Con, June 14th and 15th. We're going to be talking to the lovely Brittany and the lovely Kelly in just a moment. So when we get back, we're going to be talking to them. So thank you for joining us. Stand tight. Stand by. We'll be right back. I told you I can't do the show alone.
No.
We can't do this show alone. Oh, there's that button.
Are you a movie nerd? Do you collect VHS, DVDs, CDs, records, and so much more? Are you looking for clothing from 1940s to 2000s? Do you need cosplayer themed outfits? Come to Ducky's Vintage. We have it all for all budgets, located at the Oviedo Mall right off of the 417. Ducky's Vintage for those born in the wrong decade.
I'm author Mark Muncy.
And I'm author Erica Lance.
And this is Eerie Travels.
Greetings, travelers. Join us as we travel through folklore, myths, monsters, legends, and dark history.
Now, we'll be your guide to the spooky side of reality as we discuss cryptids, paranormal, and all things preternatural.
Sometimes we find the truth is way scarier than fiction.
We're on twice a week on your favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube.
We have amazing guests from all of the areas of the strange and unusual, including witnesses, investigators, and more.
Now, with Erica's curiosity and ridiculous array of pop culture and true crime knowledge.
And Mark's decades of experience diving into folklore and the legends with the truth that's behind them.
Yeah, so join us, travelers, as we take you to the edge of reality, and we'll see you on the other side.
I didn't listen to that voicemail. I'll tear open that letter you sent. Don't you tell your friends I want you back. I gotta leave you now unread, because you've already said those words that switch my heart to dead from loving you. So you'll stay ghosted and I'll stay focused. I'll sew in close. The spell stays unspoken, a dark silhouette of a marked man and broken. Right down. I didn't listen to that voicemail, or TikTok that story you sent. Don't you reel me in to get me back.
Hello, I'm Nick Briggs, and you're listening to the legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I say Traveling Time Lord.
Do it again. Just do it again. Just for the count. Okay. Just for the sake. Go ahead, Nick.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Briggs, and this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
That's right, Nick. Welcome back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. I'm here with the lovely team at Space Coast Comic Con, and we're going to be introducing more guests in just a few moments. And again, because I'm just that way, we are talking to the entire team tonight. Well, not the entire team, but some of those members out there. June 14th and 15th at the Wickham Park Community Center. Get your tickets now at spacecoastcomiccon.com. Say that 15 times drunk. Anyway, we're going to be talking to the folks out there, and let's go ahead and bring down that banner so that we can see everything. Also, we got a special for you, Jake. We got a special going on out there. Now, we were going to... we're selling the bottles of Kitchen Killers barbecue sauce. So if you want a chance to get yourself a sauce, by all means, come out there. We're going to have them at Space Coast Comic Con. Now, normally the bottles run about $14 per bottle. However, we're going to make a deal, and this is for everybody. It was going to be just for the vendors and the back crew, but now we're going to introduce it to all the guests. Get 2 bottles, you get $1 off. You get a whole $1 off of it. So you get to save some money and also enjoy some barbecue sauce this summer. So don't forget, come on out over there. We're taking cash and PayPal for right now. I mean, we're just starting and exploring with this, but you can see how tasty it looks out there. And you guys are going to have a great time over at Space Coast Comic Con. So we're offering that to everyone who's participating at Space Coast Comic Con this weekend. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring in the lovely Jake Estrada. And Jake is going to introduce our next guest. Who's going to be up?
Kelly Z.
Who's that? Oh, never mind.
All right. And here I am.
Oh, there we go. No, put that back up. Anyway.
I wanted you to see my big pink Z because that's how people find me when they're looking for me.
That's a strange innuendo that you went into. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk.
I love you guys. You're wonderful. I just met you, but you're awesome. Yes. So thank you for having me on here. And this will be my first year at the Space Coast Comic Con. I'm a veteran of several other Comic Cons, primarily the Chattanooga Comic Con, the 221B Con, and Connuga. So those are a few others, and I'm expanding now to my new Florida home cons, and I'm looking forward to meeting new people and having a great time out there. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Gotcha. Kelly,
excited to have you.
Can you explain to guests who are going to be visiting out there, what you do, what kind of books do you write?
So absolutely. I have 2 book series, and I'm out there helping people step into my world. My first series is a series of murder mysteries based on a science character who finds her boss dead and thinks that she's smart enough to figure out who killed the boss. Along the way, she discovers one of her coworkers is a spy, and she goes on spy missions subsequently and starts stumbling over dead bodies in various and sundry far-flung places. And so that's the premise of the Undercover Cat mystery series. While we're out at the con, if she cooperates, my main character, Dr. Bree Watson, will be there with us in the form of a 5 or 6 foot tall mannequin, depending on who I bring in her to play her role.
Gotcha. And everybody in the chats, if you have any questions for our lovely guest tonight, please, by all means, go ahead and throw your questions into the chat for Kelly, for Athena, for Jake, or, I see somebody had a question in here. And let me go ahead and bring up all of our guests here. Does anybody watch Doctor Who?
I haven't watched Doctor Who in about 2 years.
I should say Classic Who.
Classic Who is good.
Gotcha. For the panel, Stephen asks, who is your what is the panel's favorite classic story? So Kelly, I know you watch Doctor Who. What is your favorite classic story?
Well, so the thing is, I want to watch Doctor Who and I watch him, but I never manage to get into a series and find the right series. So my favorite has to be the ones that I watched several of, which was the Disney Christmas ones that were out last year.
Oh, okay.
But I love them.
Well, now that they're over, they're probably moving into Classicville. So that's
yeah. Well, I keep trying to catch up, but the more I catch up on TV shows, the fewer words I get on the page, and my readers are getting mad at me for not getting book 5 in the murder mystery series out yet.
It's a balancing act as a creative mind. That much I understand.
Yeah, I binge both. I binge write and I binge read.
We're still waiting for our showrunner, Dave Chapman, to come out with Fire and Ice, and he's just taking his sweet time. So there's Dave Chapman, everybody. You can see him tonight. He is in our hearts tonight, and I know he's taking a break, and well deserved for the break out there. So let's get out of here. Let me see if there's anything in the chats more than out there. Athena.
Yes, sir.
What are you going to be celebrating over at Space Coast Comic Con? Because it's their 10th year. What are you going to be doing out there? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to reconnecting with people I haven't seen in a while. Like I said, I haven't really been in the scene lately. I've been a little busy with life. So I'm really excited to see, some new faces and familiar faces. So, and
Yeah, it's good. It's good that you're back, Athena. You've been missed, and I'm glad we're able to have you celebrate 10 years with us, along with 10 years of Bill Finger reclaiming the title of Batman.
Lots of stuff to celebrate. So I'm excited for this weekend. I've been looking forward to it. So I hope to see most of you out there.
Yeah, you better come. It's like a game of fish. We got our fishing rod waiting to go. I got really long arms too. Watch
Yes, you do.
Wait a minute. Just repeat. How tall are you, Jake?
Well, I'm 6'11" with shoes on, 7 foot. I hit a lot of doorways. I'm wearing a hard hat, but I don't.
You make us little people feel real little.
You definitely need the hard hat.
I definitely do. But the top of my head is like a battlefield. You see there? You're like, whoa, dude.
Maybe grow your hair longer and get a cushion there.
Yeah, I know. I should do it like this.
Oh, you got that to pull it up and
Oh my God.
it. Yeah, use it for padding.
Just put a rock in and start hitting kids in the street with.
No, I don't want to go to jail. Man. What are you talking about?
Just go to some random school. Speaking of which, we saved the best for last, didn't we, Jake?
That's right, we did.
Unfortunately, the last is Brittany. So
that's right.
There
My
she is.
friend Brittany.
Lovely. Brittany Lurie. Jake.
Hi, guys. Oh, and
hey, what's up,
Wait, who was that?
Well, I'm outside now, so but hi, guys. It is me, Brittany. I am so sorry. Work decided to. I got a last call, and it was one of those calls where it's like, no, I'm gonna keep you online for like 10 minutes. So yeah, that happened.
Wait a minute, who was the gentleman that was just walking behind you? He just like
That's my husband.
That's your husband? He just came out and said, oh damn. I don't want any part of this.
He wasn't camera ready.
This is why I love live TV.
First time I was there, but ever since I think my second Space Coast, he's been with me ever since. So unfortunately, he's stuck with me. He decided to put a ring on it, and we have a baby now. So
congratulations!
How old is your baby?
He's a year and a half.
Nice.
How old exactly is he now?
The mom doesn't know.
What?
Classic mom. Overworked mom.
For Christmas. He's a Christmas baby.
It's not the fact that
so that was actually
didn't...
But yeah. So my whole family's part of Space Coast.
It's not
Awesome.
the fact that you didn't know the birthday. It's the fact that you had to turn to your husband and ask for the like it made the situation worse.
Hey, I'm all for busting gender norms. I think it's great.
Okay.
I just forget. Like my husband, when I tell y'all, my husband is the one that if you ask him a question about our son, he can answer. If you ask me, I might just go, you're gonna have to ask him. I don't know half the time. You would think that you would think that since I'm home with him all day, because I work from home, but on top of actually working, because I work from my computer, I actually have to take care of him too. But he's a chill kid, so which I'm actually glad that Athena's here because my son, his name is Damien.
Oh, okay, how appropriate.
For Damien Wayne.
No way, that is so cool.
Yeah, I just got his name tattooed on me. So
nice.
Just in case you forget that.
So
put his birthday on the other arm.
Damien, that's why.
Gotcha. Now you're going to be doing something psychotic beauty cosplay. Tell us a little bit about your art and what you do out there.
So I'm gonna put my headphones back on because I don't know why my phone doesn't like me today. But yeah, I am a psychotic beauty cosplay and I'm tied up in my. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I've been doing cosplay since I was in high school. So I'll say I started cosplaying in 2012. So that's what 13 years of cosplay. I started by doing mostly closet cosplays. My first actual cosplay that I made by hand and like thrifted and got all the stuff was Foxy the Pirate Fox from Five Nights at Freddy's because that's when it was, brand new. And I like to say that I started the FNAF movement in my school because then after that, that's when Five Nights started getting a little bit more popular amongst the students. But I mostly dabble in horror, video game, and comic-based cosplays. and I've been with Space Coast since 2022. So this will be my 3rd year with them. And I'm super grateful for Jake because he gave me the opportunity to do something that I've always wanted to do, and that's how help run the cosplay contests and contests in general. I know for Merit Square MallCon we did what's it called, a lip sync battle, but then for Space Coast that year we didn't get a lot, so that's more like a on-demand thing that if I see people I'm like, okay, maybe I'll put in like a little something for everybody to do. I definitely been trying to come up with new activities like this year, since Space Coast falls on Father's Day. On Father's Day on Sunday I'm going to bring some card stock and some art supplies, and if any kids or anybody wants to just make a cute little handmade Father's Day card for their father figure in their life, they can, or they just want to come by and do arts and crafts, that they can do that too. Let's see, I'll be hosting and judging in the cosplay contest alongside a couple of my fellow judges, which I still need to get in contact with. I know for sure I'll have my Daisy with me. If you guys were at Merit Square Mall Con, there we go.
So that
Daisy and Sydney will be returning with us, so they'll definitely be there. So I'm excited for this year's, especially since I managed to score some, Easter eggs. So I will be hiding them around the convention.
Nice.
So, and I'll also be putting in there. So obviously I'll have candy, but I'm also going to put in there maybe take a photo like a little mini scavenger hunt, take a photo with a cosplay guest, or I want to try to get a little bit more attendee engagement. So I want them to actually go around and go look at the booths and kind of interact with everybody a little bit more. And I will have a golden egg, and that'll be a surprise of whatever prize is in there. I haven't decided yet, but there is a golden egg that you can find on either day. So if somebody finds it one day, I might put it back out. Who knows?
Gotcha. And just so we can cheat a little bit out here, for those of you who are watching and are going to be at Space Coast Comic Con cosplaying and want to enter that contest, Brittany, what are something that you look for in cosplaying when you are judging?
So we do craftsmanship and showmanship.
Okay.
And we also do 3 categories. So we don't, depending on how many entrants we get, we don't always get a lot of kids for craftsmanship, but we do include them because I have nieces that are young that they do their own stuff. So I try to include all ages. But when it comes to showmanship, mostly what we look for is, are you that character? How well do you pull off that character? Because anybody could, throw on a ghost face costume and just stand there. But they could be, depending on what Ghostface you want to be. If you're doing a Stu Macher Ghostface, he bumbles around a lot. He's tripping a lot. He's very clumsy. He's a little bit more comical. Where if you're a Billy Loomis, he's more like, no, I kind of he is Ghostface. So basically, how well you put on for the character. And that goes for both craftsmanship and showmanship. And for craftsmanship, there are different guidelines. I will have the rules because we will be doing mostly, I always take them at my table. However, we are switching to an online form for both showmanship and craftsmanship. So for craftsmanship, we do prejudging. So we normally do prejudging about, I'm so sorry, my husband is getting, oh, you need the door open. I'm so sorry. He needs the door open. He just finished carpentry school.
No, he doesn't. No, don't him.
He's
we want to see him.
Yeah, he's where is he? I'll introduce him when he's not dropping paint thinner all over my floor.
Now, this sounds like a personal problem.
It's very much a personal problem, but as his wife, it's also my problem. My problems are his and his are mine, apparently. But for craftsmanship,
till death do you part.
No, death won't save him in the afterlife. There's no dying. This isn't.
Oh, she's gonna haunt his ass.
I told him if I die before you, I'm not leaving. I'm so sorry. You willingly.
She'll be another Annabelle.
Oh God, no. I'm so mad. Like, how do you lose?
They lost her. Doll? They lost her. Yeah, and she set fire to that house that they had her in temporarily. You know that the mansion caught fire with her in there, the temporary house, and they can't find her after that.
You see, and that's why you don't mess with the supernatural. And tell people that
See, if those
all
people
the
had
time.
it tattooed
You
on
don't
their
mess with
arm where they
ghosts.
put
You don't mess with
Annabelle,
fools.
they'd be fine.
I don't know. One of my girlfriends just bought. It was a. I don't know why they had this at Five and Below. A pink girly pop Ouija board.
Oh, that's about right.
That's
about right. I'm a tarot card reader.
I do tarot too. I'm
Yeah.
really into all that. So I have a tarot deck. My husband has a tarot deck, and my deck is very nice to me. His deck will read you for filth. Like it'll expose you. And the reading he did the other day
That's
on me.
because he has something else attached to him.
Oh,
You
no,
gotta
there's
buy a
something
Ouija board so you can say hi to Captain Howdy. That you have to do it.
You see, we have a Ouija board rug from Spirit. I made the joke to my husband of, oh, one day I'm going to just clean it and make my own planchette. And he looked at me, he's like, if you ever do that, I'm kicking you out.
No, you can have him sleep with the relatives that come visit.
So here's the thing. I know people believe in different things. I see things. I hear things. I'm not crazy. I am crazy, but that's not the point. So, I mean, psychotic's not in my name for no reason.
I love we're getting domesticated here.
What's your birth sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Uh-oh.
No U-turn.
Uh-oh.
Capricorn, and then my husband's I think he's in Aries. March 23rd, I think that's Aries.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's my sister's birthday, Aries.
Yes.
There's coincidences.
Just write it down on
Yeah,
your arm.
you're on the Pisces cusp.
Yeah, because I thought he was a Pisces at first. I'm like, no, because I know I'm not good with remembering certain ones. I don't know why, but Aries have been one of the few signs, besides my sister.
Your past life.
Huh?
It's your past life. That's why.
You know what? That makes more sense because all the Aries I've ever met, we clicked immediately. Like when I say immediately, one of my really good friends, he was an Aries. We clicked immediately. My husband, I looked at him and I'm like, you're mine, even though he ignored me for 3 months. And then he decided he liked me,
Well, that's like if you watch Supernatural.
I don't. That's him, though. He's obsessed with Supernatural.
The actors that play the Dean and right,
Mm-hmm.
they have been in lifetimes together, in spiritual lifetimes. That's why they click on camera and everything.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
I really want to get my past life reading because I have a feeling that my husband and my best friend, I already know. I'm like, you had to have been in my past life because the way me and my husband, even on a bad day, we mesh way too well that it's.
She's open, and I can tell her.
Okay, before we went off the rails, this is
I'm so sorry. She's open.
We are having a convention this weekend, so
no, she needs to do this at the conventions. She needs to do her tarot cards and everything at the conventions too.
Kelly,
once I get more,
you were going to be talking about a scavenger hunt, right?
Scavenger hunt, yeah. So there's a scavenger hunt.
So if any of you want to
craftsmanship, that's where we were. So craftsmanship.
Want to play? I do a scavenger hunt among various other booths where I send people and tell them they can join my spy team as a trainee if they can spot my logo at 15 different booths or 12 or something. And so they get a passport booklet, and at each booth where there's a logo, they get to stamp their passport. And when they come back, they get to get a little prize for that. But that helps get people moving around and visiting other vendors. So anyone who wants to participate, I'd be really happy to have you as part of my scavenger hunt.
I like the both of you doing scavenger hunts.
I really want people to start looking more. So that's why I'm like, I want to hide little tasks in them. And I don't know what all to do with the tasks. My husband, he's very good at that. So he's my little assistant. You'll see him around. But for craftsmanship, for that contest, before I forget. So I do try to keep it fair. So if you have won a major award, we tend to ask, to give other people a chance to shine, because we've had people, this is not me shading anybody, I'm just sharing experiences, but we have had, some people, enter the same costume that they won in the year before. And it's like, it's a great costume. We appreciate you wanting to enter again. However, you already won with this costume last year. We would still, you can still walk the stage. Just know that you won't win a major prize for it. You might win Judge's Choice. We just try to keep it fair, but we do say if you are doing craftsmanship, it has to be 50% made or heavily altered. Like we had one of our winners last year. She altered a prom dress to be, I forgot her name. I forgot the character. I'm not into descendants like that. Liz is one of our judges that she normally does every year, but she has 2 jobs now. So Liz won't be joining us this year, unfortunately. But we do have a great panel of judges this year. I think it was Mal she did, and she literally had transformed a prom dress into Mal's dress, and it even like came apart and it was amazing. So she took a dress and basically made it unrecognizable. If you guys want to provide progress photos, we take progress photos. Obviously, you know, if you put in hard work, we want to see the hard work. And we just really ask mostly for that 50% mark. And if you're unsure, I won't bite your head off. I will say I'm from New York and I'm Puerto Rican. I have a very loud mouth and I am very direct. So if I come off as rude or if I'm doing 10 different things and I just go, what is it? I'm not being rude. I'm very direct. So I don't bite unless you're my husband and you're eating my food. But if you have any questions about like, hey, does this count for craftsmanship? Just ask and just explain what's going on. And if I'm not around, you can always look for my husband, who is basically my assistant at this point, or our 2 judges, Daisy and Sydney, who will be there. I don't know if we're doing matching cosplays this year. Normally every year the judges do a matching cosplay. I don't know if we're doing it this year though, but let's see. And then we do.
Brittany, while you're taking that, let me go ahead and bring Jake on just for a little bit out there. Hold that thought. But Jake, I want to go to the highlights of Space Coast Comic-Con. I know we got Brittany, I know we got Athena, and I know we got Kelly. What are the highlights that are going to be taking place over at Space Coast?
Food trucks. Who doesn't like?
Oh, hell yeah!
Oh, I saw you announce that. I got so excited.
Oh yeah. Wait. We got to know which food trucks are you?
Please
lay it on us.
Yeah, is it a barbecue truck?
we have a few barbecue trucks. We have hot dog trucks. We have ice cream trucks. We have tater tot trucks.
Ramen.
Nice.
A lemonade stand. So we got quite a bit going on there. You know, we have a lot of different food. I can't tell you. I was trying to get a Puerto Rican truck out there, but you know,
please with the rice. Could you rice, please? Please.
But I got deported, man. ICE took them back. So, you know.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
No,
let's go bring them back. We want the food. We want the good stuff.
No, let's just bring the trucks back.
Yeah. So you know, with that being said, we have a lot of variety of food out there, so people can choose from. That's a big thing. Then outside, we're going to have the Ren Fair people going on. They're going to have they're going to be doing reenactments, and they're going to be showing how neat. You know. So it's going to be neat. It's live. That was a big thing last year, and I'm glad they were able to come back this year. Hopefully they want to add something new and show something new. And they're also going to have a panel later this weekend, you know, about on how to join their troop and whatnot. Then we have inside we have Arthur Sidem. He's coming. He's a new add-on from yesterday. Mm-hmm. He's coming. He's a Marvel artist. He's done all the Marvel zombie covers. If you're a Marvel fan and Marvel Zombies, he was popular about 10, 15 years ago doing Marvel zombie covers, and he did Moon Knight and all kinds of different stuff. And then we have you know, tons of different artists, tons of local artists that are sensational. We have Travis Gibb, who lives locally, but also he's pretty big in the comic community. We also have Laura Kane, who's a voice actress for Fallout games. She's going to be there. Nice. We have, and you know, I'm doing this all memory. I don't have no script, everybody. So, you know, I should be probably on the website, surfing the website, looking at it better. You know, I don't remember. You know, that's what happens. It gets a little older and you forget. And tickets are right now a discount online too. If people are interested in the show, they should go online, buy tickets. They're $10 right now. At the doors, they're going to be more, about $15 at the door. So,
and that's a reasonable price for a con, especially if you see what New York Comic Con is charging.
Yeah, I know.
It's an amazing
they're very expensive.
I'm from New York,
there
and
I'm
like,
there is the web.
Yeah, well, Brittany, I am Bronx,
Queens.
Okay.
Brooklyn, Queens. I live
Brooklyn. I really don't care about New York, but I was really from Philly, you know, so whatever.
No, that's the other New York.
Exactly,
Philly is the other New York.
That's like New York adjacent, like New
Yeah,
Jersey.
that's what's,
And that's just a few of the guests that are on the website. Mostly these days I do, like I update some, but I always fail to update that immediately because what I'm always concentrating is on social media because most of us live on social media. So I'm pushing it a lot on Space Coast Comic Con 2025. If you get that, you can put that up. You can show that. You can see that. That's really live going on. But this is some of the people right there, as you see. We have, if you go into the page on Facebook, you'll see that. We had Patrick Riley. He was coming up, but he's not coming on now. He had an eye issue, and he's a great friend. I've known him for over a decade of the show. Like I've known Christian for a long time as well. We have we just picked up today Renee. I'm going to butcher her last name. Witter, I don't know, but she was an editor and writer of She-Hulk and Barbie and Jurassic Park comics. We have, like I said, Arthur Sidem. We have tons of different vendors from selling comic books. We have food vendors even inside. They're going to sell candies and all kinds of treats. Space Coast Comic Con, like for me, like I always tell people, it's a family show. We have local artists. We have local cosplayers, local artisans, and then we have a mixture of international and famous artists that come out. We have wrestlers. Last year we had live wrestling. They were going to come out this year, but they have a lot going on. They have a real big event, so they bowed out. But a few of their wrestlers are coming out to do some signings for the people and everything like that. And you never know with them. They might actually have a live fight right in the middle of the show. They've done that in previous years.
That'd be awesome.
You never know.
They're awesome. I love them.
And also, more importantly, kids 12 and under with a paying adult get in for free. Is that right?
Exactly. Like I said, it's a family show.
Perfect timing. You have that on the screen.
Yeah, it's a family show. We love families. We love kids. And I believe that children are our future. We know that. There's a song too, right? Children are our future. So we're introducing them if they're not already immersed into nerdom. And we're there, and we're very we're very friendly. We are a safe place. I want to stress that too. We're a safe place for everyone. So if you're out to hurt somebody, don't come to our show because you're going to be hurt.
Oh my God. I do want to add on to what Jake just said about safety because I'm really big into con safety myself. If anybody's ever at any of our events, whether it's Space Coast, Merit, any events, Jake's literally 7 feet tall, and I don't think anybody's gonna mess with Jake. But I'm normally at his events. You can always look for me. My husband is about, he's not 7 feet tall. He's 6 feet tall, but we pride ourselves in giving everybody a space to just come and enjoy fandoms. Whether you dress up, whether you don't dress up, whether you're into the comic books, no matter what it is, this is where you can just be free and be yourself, and nobody has the right to judge you for being that. So if there's ever an issue, I'm only 5 feet tall. I can only do so much, but I have a loud enough mouth that I can scream over an entire stadium and everybody will hear me. So
there are plenty of targets you can do damage to at only 5 feet tall.
Hey,
trust
everybody,
me, yeah, your knees are not safe.
Here, so make sure we tell Athena bye. Thank you, Athena, for stopping by.
Bye, Athena.
Make sure you come to Space Coast Comic Con, meet her.
Bye. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone this weekend. Thanks for having me.
Athena,
Safe travels. We'll see you there.
Where can people find you before you go?
Oh, people can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I got X. I got Threads. That's all I got. I don't do the TikTok or any of that other stuff. So if you'd like to see my artwork, most of it's on Instagram. That's the best place to go. So Athena Finger Real, because my original got stolen. So hopefully I'll see some of you there. And I can't wait to see all of you beautiful faces this weekend.
See you Saturday.
See you this weekend.
Bye, Athena. See you Saturday.
Thanks for coming.
All right, so back to what Brittany was saying. Space Coast Comic Con is a safe place, and that's our big thing, safety, and love and unity. Because again, we're a community. We're a small community, but we're a strong community, and we're all family. Brittany's been with the show, like she said, since 2022, and she's a great asset, a great friend. She brings a great show. She helps out a lot of kids. She helps out a lot of people, and she's instrumental in providing that safety to our community.
I almost said Damien. Jake. Which I don't know if there's a difference anymore. Jake.
I know, right? You don't know.
We got a question. We got a question from the audience. Raj asks, Damian Priest, or that's where I was getting it from. Damian Priest or any WWE wrestlers, or just local independent ones?
We just right now this year is local independent wrestlers. Last year we did have a WWE Dudley. Yeah, he was from WWE last year. He came out. Every now and then we get different wrestlers. One year we had Jim Hacksaw Dugan. He came out with his 2x4s. He was doing signatures on that. You never know what we get, who comes and whatnot. Like I said, we're a small local show, and it's the ebb and flow. And I always tell people, I let the community decide how the show is going to turn out year after year. Well, the one big instrumental thing for me is about fun, family, and it's not like a MegaCon. Have you ever been out to MegaCon here in Orlando? MegaCon could be a madhouse. You can't hear, you can't talk, and that's it. But Space Coast Comic Con is much more laid back. You get to meet one another. You get to talk with them. You get to break bread. You can have dinner with them after the show. You can do all kinds of tons of different things, and it's a fabulous show. You get to know people.
That's how they used to be before the buyouts, I say.
Took over.
Yeah.
The thing that I love most about all of the cons is that people come to immerse themselves in a better world where everything works out right. And I love any immersive art and books and anything else that brings us to a safe and fun space where we can escape the pressures of our day and enjoy ourselves.
And Kelly's correct. It's pure escapism. And that's what we all want. We want to escape from reality. I don't watch the news. I don't believe in news. I live in fantasy. On top
it's
of
the
that,
best therapy.
Exactly, because the biggest thing. I'm also a comic book creator and a film actor. I've created my own film series, my own comics called Bookcast, and tons of other comics. And then I've been in a bunch of different films. I've played bad guys, good guys, goofy guys, dumb guys have been slapped by their mother. That's me.
Good guy right here.
And with that being said, it's about escapism, and I believe it's better to be a nerd. I love Godzilla. I love all those things. He-Man, Skeletor, memes. That's me all day long. Cat jokes. That's me. I'm a cat guy. I can't help it. With that being said,
I locked the cats out of the room while I was here, just so you wouldn't have to be bothered by them.
And mine is next door with the grandparents.
Now, Jake,
my mother-in-law does. They're upstairs.
Now, Jake, without further ado, you mentioned Bocas. I just gave our audience a brief synopsis on where they could find, their copy of Bocas.
Yeah, Bocas, you could look for me. You could type in Jake Estrada. You could do a Google search. I'm top of the search engine. I post so much. Bocas is also celebrating 20 years. I created Bocas 20 years ago. All year I've been celebrating Bocas. I just had a movie back in January. Christian saw it. He was there at the premiere a few months ago. When I had it out in Satellite Beach when it was playing.
That's the third movie, right?
That's the second movie. I'm working on a third movie right now as we speak. And then I've been celebrating. I also have a Substack where I'm going to release a Substack series of books. It's going to be for free. I'm going to be releasing that. And then I've had Kickstarters where I reveal the origin of Gusano, one of Bocas' arch enemies and nemesis and all that stuff. So I have those books too coming out. And I'm constantly working on Bocas and other related comics and stuff like that. And I'm doing that in the films. And then, like I said, I'm always planning Comic Cons, because one of the biggest things for me, these Comic Cons, what I've grown to love about it is, again, it's a place where I get to witness other people blossom and see what they bring to the table artistically themselves. And it's just like, to me, it's just a fun time. It's a family time. And with that said, yeah, peddler, where's the pet? Oh no, I don't see no pets coming around. Oh no.
No, I hear it. Who's got the cat?
That might be Edie's, Iris, the Bocas' daughter over there. She became a cat.
It's not my girls. They would sound different.
Yeah, okay. That's called a human child.
Yeah.
So.
Nope. No, go ahead.
So with that said, though, for me, it's bringing people together, and a lot of these different events, I do. If I could, if I was a billionaire, a millionaire, I would just be having them for free and just bringing everybody down and be like, come on, let's do it. It's for the love. I do these events. I put these events on not because I'm getting rich. I'm doing it because I just love the community, and I love hanging out with people, and I love doing these things, and bringing us all together, and just marveling at the creative souls that we have in this community, in this county, outside this county, across the world. Like I've watched Christian. He went from one show to another show, and he grew his own show, and he went from Mark Who to this show. Here he is. And I've watched him grow. And I love Christian for that. And I've watched Brittany grow from a younger girl to an older younger girl.
He seen me when I was still a little bit in that wild stage where I was just like, yeah, everything. Now I'm just like, oh, I'm a mom. I'm a wife. Yay. And just to build on what Jake said about watching the community grow, here at Space Coast, we're so about showing love to our community that it was just me, and it would be me and 2 other judges. And we actually recently, this past, oh my gosh, which one was it? There's so many conventions that we do that I lost track of. But our first, it was our MallCon. So, yeah, I'm getting dates mixed up. Anyways, but point is, we had somebody who constantly placed first in their division, which was craftsmanship teen, and they would constantly place first, to the point where we're like, we recognize this person's talents. We're like, hey, we appreciate your talents. We love what you do. And we ended up bringing them on as a judge in training. So that way, when they get to a certain stage, they're able to have that in their portfolio by the time they hit, 18, that they have that already in their pocket of, hey, I'm actually experienced in judging and hosting, just so that way that they have the credentials to back it up. Because as somebody who started cosplaying around that same age, I wish that I had somebody to take me under their wing, to tell me and show me, like, this is what happens behind the scenes. And I just want to help nurture that, which brings me to my next point of, so this Space Coast Comic-Con, I'm going to be getting together with our judges, and I feel like what we should start doing is every year we have a judge for a day or a guest for a day. So that way one of our younger attendees who is competing can see, like, hey, we see your hard work. Would you like to see what goes on behind the scenes? So that way you can be like, yeah, I've judged at shows before. Just because I know that when you're going out into the when we let these birdies out into the world, they have experience.
That's great as experience and as a confidence builder. I think that's a wonderful thing that you're doing for them.
Yeah, and I definitely want to start doing more than just contests, which is why I still need to get with Jake about this. I've been busy between work, baby, my husband being at school. It's been a little bit of a juggling, but I definitely want to do Sunday, because I think Saturday is the contest. So Sunday, I do want to do a cosplay runway, so that way people can just show off their cosplay without having to be judged.
Let's do it. Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. That sounds great. Cosplay is the reason I got into visiting Comic-Cons to begin with. One of my critique friends said that my characters were cosplayable, and I said, cool, let's go to the local Comic-Con. And that's how I learned about this wonderful, immersive world that we all enjoy so much. So far, nobody has played my spy characters, so we're not famous yet.
Kelly, who's your influence? When it comes to writers, who is your influence? Who's your go-to?
Wow. So there was a mystery author by the name of Denise Swanson who was a mentor to me. So she was great. When I like reading myself, I will go to historical romantic fiction because I just enjoy it. So the Bridgerton series that's out on Netflix is really cool because they took some of my favorite books and they turned them into visual art, which I like. So, and that brings to mind, I also have, in addition to my spy characters, my 4-book romance series with princes and billionaires in the modern day.
Gotcha.
Oh, I love that. Okay. I'm sorry I keep swatting. Just flies are mosquitoes. I'm
thinking about taking my spy character and changing her into a gown with a tiara on one of the days. So we'll see if she has a costume change or not.
Nice.
Now,
I'm
Jake,
gonna have to
again,
pick me up some books because all I do at work between calls is just read or like play games on my phone. So I might have to pick up a book so I can start cosplaying.
Then I love you. Come to it. We can make it happen together.
Brittany. Thank you for stopping by. I look forward to seeing you Saturday.
I'll be there all weekend. I'll probably be there a little bit late on Sunday if I go get breakfast with the hubby, but I'll be there all weekend.
Father's Day, so
it's Father's Day, yeah. So I do want to do something.
So I think you should bring him in and get him donuts at the con or tater tots or something.
Oh, I do plan on doing something. Hold on, let me grab him. Bubby. Okay, he said no. But my husband
Damien's gonna get him a present, right? Or is it?
I think we got him a present already. I don't know if I'm being honest. But I forgot what I was going to say because my husband yelled at me. Well, not yelled. He. If y'all ever see me yelling at my husband at the show, I do have to put a disclaimer out. My husband's hard of hearing in one ear and almost deaf in the other. So if I'm screaming at him, he's literally hard of hearing.
Good to know. Good to know.
Alrighty, but I'll see you guys this weekend. Thank you so much.
I can't wait to meet you in person.
I can't wait to meet everybody and see everybody. Much love.
See you then.
Thanks, Brittany.
Bye.
See you later.
Gotcha. Well, I think I asked the question, but timescales just came in right behind me and said, "Do you have a mentor who encourages you to write?" Oh, okay. So
when I started, I actually wrote a fan letter to a popular writer by the name of Susan Elizabeth Phillips, who then introduced me to a local writing group that was a chapter of Romance Writers of America, and there I found so many mentors who became friends, who have helped me in this whole career and listened to my woes when things didn't work right. And just finding a tribe of other writers is the most wonderful thing that you can do if you're in that form of art, because we encourage each other and keep each other sane.
Gotcha. Now I have a question for you, Jake. This is the 10th year. What are you doing at Space Coast to celebrate the 10th year? What are you doing?
Cake.
Cake?
Let there be cake.
Ice cream?
I haven't thought that far, at all, to be honest with you. I was just focused on making sure it was a great show, that people come out, been pushing it everywhere, been doing podcasts, been doing different shows, been pushing it into newspapers, been pushing it everywhere I can, sending it out. And that's been my primary focus, because my biggest thing is that I want to make sure people come through the door. I want to make sure vendors are happy, are excited, that people are happy. So, as the leading force behind the show, I'm always concentrated on having a balancing act of trying to, have, just to make sure everybody's happy. I want to make sure the consumer's happy. I want to make sure the vendors are happy, the guests are happy. I want to make sure it's a safe place. So all I can say is as people come in, I'm going to be like, "What's up? Happy 10 years."
A lot of the vendors when I go to conventions, I've always said they want Wi-Fi, a reasonable price for the table, and someone said they need a microwave, because to try to get to the food carts, it was crazy and everything. That's always what I hear. Or menus from the local stores around.
Maybe there should be a vendor-only line at each of the food trucks, so you can race in there, grab some food, and get back to your booth.
Yeah, this year we're going to have a few volunteers helping out. So hopefully I got enough volunteers. Hopefully they don't decide on Friday night they're not coming. You never know, with people. But I'm just hopeful that people are happy, and we will be going around. I will be talking. You're going to see me. You're not going to miss me. It's not like I can hide in the shadows or I can duck out.
Yeah, because cons use me as like the go-to. That's why. Yeah.
There he is over there. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to be, running around, doing everything I can do to make sure. And like I said, it's one of those things that I always tell people: be kind to the people up front, because they're family and their loved ones. So, and don't make me upset, but I don't want to be upset at you. You don't want to be upset with me. They won't look ugly, but then I stick Christian on them. Like, Christian, get him. Where's the TARDIS? And we throw the TARDIS at them.
I have yet. I hope I never have to. Well, here's an absolute side note. When I take the TARDIS over to the theme parks, especially Universal Studios, I thought I was going to get kicked out, or at least the TARDIS was going to get taken from me when I went through one of the gates, and one of the security guards looked at it and just picked it up, and then he goes, "What are you doing with this?" And I showed him the album of all the pictures that I took with it, and said, "Yeah, I take pictures with it." And he goes, "You could use this as a weapon." And I'm thinking to myself, I said, "Let me just put it to you bluntly: if I ever use this as a weapon, somebody done effed up right then and there. That's the only time I will ever use that."
That's why
hopefully I never
gets used.
Squishy over there.
Yeah, that way you can get into conventions, because New York Comic Con and Anime, they don't play. They will take the metal one. That's why I'm glad I have Squishy. Anyway, because they all love it.
Well, I hope you come by and let my mannequin take a picture with it. She wants to see the TARDIS.
Okay. I couldn't see. I can never see Christian as a violent person. So them even saying that.
You would have to probably do something so stupid for him to go after you.
There'll be days. Anyway, I do got a question from the audience. Timescales to you, Jake. Do you remember comic spinner racks at kid eye level in grocery stores by checkout?
Oh,
yes. Growing up in Philly as a kid, I remember the comics in the pharmacies, the supermarkets, even at the barbershop. I remember going to the barbershop with my dad. I remember picking up issues of Batman there. My first comic books were from 7-Eleven. My father was a roofer, and he got a stack of comics, and they were from 7-Eleven. They were from there. I remember when comics were accessible everywhere. And then I also remember the 90s, in the mid-90s, when it became a distribution war, where there was several distributors of comics. They had the wars, and then there was one left, Diamond Comics. Recently, in the recent past, after COVID, Diamond imploded, and now there's several distributors again for comic books. So maybe one day the spinner rack will return to the local supermarkets. I don't know, but one could wish. But with the modern age, comics are on the web, and you can read them digitally. There's different ways of consuming the product, and video games are more prominent these days than they were 40 years ago when I got into the hobby.
My Atari 2600 is still sitting up there.
Atari 2600. One of the most annoying games on that was that ET game.
I have it. I have it. It was my sister's game. It's in mint condition.
You can't even beat that game.
I have the landfill game. It's in mint condition sitting up there. I hate that alien. Once
you fall into that ditch, it's over. That's flaw in that game.
It's sitting up there in the original package, everything over there. I hate that. Everyone says, "How do you have the landfill game?" I'm like, we don't throw anything out.
Hey, one day that'll be worth some money, man, because that was one of the most flawed games ever created. That's up there on the list of flawed games.
It's got the original box, it's sitting right over there.
The devs team didn't care if it worked or not. They just spit that game out.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, I was like, I didn't think those were Reese's Pieces. I just thought they were ET turds. It took me a day or two to find out, because no, those are Reese's Pieces, dumbass.
I love that.
I was just wondering why he's picking them up.
Actually, I'm gonna think about that every time I see the Reese's Pieces.
I hate what was that scientist or whatever that guy is showing you? He's got the trench coat on, and I've always thought like he's gonna open it in front of me as soon as he captures ET. I mean, it's just like it was the most demented game. It's just like you just fall into a hole. That's it. Fall into a hole. That's it.
Hey, Christian.
Yes, sir.
I gotta tell you, when I was a kid, I literally thought the same thing, and I thought I was the only person who thought that.
So you feel more normal now, right?
I feel more. I was like, I can't tell anybody else. I thought
feel
that.
Found your tribe.
I feel if I start a Facebook page called ET Turds Video Game, I'm sure at least I'll get
my uncle gave me, my sister, and my cousin the 3-foot, 4-foot high stand-in dolls. He knew somebody, and I'm sitting there going, "Get this thing out of here. I don't want this thing." And then I would wake up because my sister and me shared a room. My sister would have hers right on my head. I'm like, "No, get that alien out of here and everything. Nightmare.
The whole thing. I'm still shocked that they released that thing. Timescale says after the spinner racks in California came the bag comics section with free toys inside. And I remember
like Japan.
I vaguely remember the spinner racks because some people didn't take good care of them, and some people fell on them and beat the living crap out of them.
I was raised on WoW Comics, where it was a certain theater was behind it. If you know anything about the Bronx, you had to not go to a special door.
There were always ones with a hole in them where someone swiped a toy or it just fell out. And Raj, how's the TARDIS at Disney World, Christian? Which one are you preferring? If you're referring
to the original or yours,
I don't know. If you're talking about Disney Spring, that thing's been gone for quite some time. I would love if they made. All I'm saying, you know what, Iger, there's a place called the UK at Epcot.
Yes.
It's okay to put a TARDIS there and just leave it. So you'll be surprised how many people would like it over there.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what, if Universal ever gets their brain fixed out over there, and they if Disney's not doing the thing and they want to pick it up on Peacock or something, you can move it over there right next to the Harry Potter crap, or over at Epic.
Wait,
that's what I'm saying, guys. Come on.
Wait a minute. Epic has 2 diamonds that are missing, or circles. They said there's 2 new worlds coming.
That would be nice.
Oh, if they can make that the Who world, I mean, Epic would. You know how fast I'd be down there.
I've always said it was. It'd be cool if they could pull it off over, especially with Islands of Adventure, that there would be a TARDIS that would appear and it would move in places, and essentially it would there would be a big
trick of mirrors
drop down. No, it would just drop down, and then it would be over by Marvel. Then it would be over by Harry Potter, then be over by Jurassic Park. So it would just move around. There would be no set time. It would just show up.
You could transport people in it too. That would be good.
Like cast members stay inside and be pretending to be like the other companions.
Yep. It could be like season 10 when Bill's like, so this is just a lift that goes anywhere in the campus.
Yeah.
He thinks that the TARDIS is just an elevator.
Yes.
It's literally just an elevator.
Yeah, because the 2 missing things could be Doctor Who, and it could be anime, or it could be Doctor Who and something else, and then we got it, and Epic will be a so cool universe.
Okay, we could put our heads together, buy a 3D printer, and get into the sonic screwdriver business. Sell them at the as keychains and everything else at the events, or at the wherever the TARDIS is.
BBC, you're not listening to this. There's
yes, if we do that, we will go missing from the BBC archives. We'll just say that. I don't know.
All right, let's create a sonic hammer instead. Or is that too close to Thor? I don't know. We can come up with a sonic multi-tool. I'm good with that.
Don't give Disney ideas. Or maybe
edit that out.
Yeah.
No, I already got a lawsuit 3 days ago from them, so it's already happened. Might as well. That's how they work. So, Kelly, where can people find you on the internet out there?
So go to kellyzriley.net, and that's Kelly with an E, KELLEZRILEY.net, and you can get links to all my social media, except my TikTok, which doesn't have a link up there yet. But we've got some really fun reels on TikTok, Book Talk, and also on Reels that you might enjoy.
Gotcha, that there. And Jake, where can people find you, including Bocus?
All you got to do is type in Jake Estrada in Google, and I'll pop up everywhere. You'll see my picture. You'll see my IMBD.com webpage. You'll see my Instagrams, my TikToks, my X's, my Blue Sky, Facebook. I'm everywhere. LinkedIn, Discord, Substack, where it'll pop up. Jake will pop up.
Oh, yeah. And folks, don't forget, Space Coast Comic Con is going to be taking place this weekend. You can go now online at spacecoastcomiccon.com. Again, with a paying adult, kids get in for free. We're going to have truckloads and truckloads of food trucks, and you're going to also see Kelly. You're also going to see Brittany Marie, and she's going to be hosting the cosplay contest out there June 14th and 15th, and also Athena will be out there at Space Coast Comic Con. Get your tickets now. Tell them the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS sent you, and we're going to have a good time out there. And speaking of Athena, next this September 12th through the 14th, Ancient City Comic-Con, and guess who's going to be coming there? The Dalek Builders of Florida with their Daleks, including Dalek Hal. We're going to be there at the World Golf Renaissance Resort at St. Augustine. Get your tickets now. I see the rooms are starting to book just recently, so if you want to stay at the hotel, they do have a discounted rate. If you go to ancientcitycon.com and book your hotel at the World Golf Village Renaissance, that's where the convention will be taking place. There's going to be tons of vendors out there, and we're going to be having an awesome time. Don't forget, if you want to get your, if you're not going to be at Space Coast Comic-Con, you can go online now at email kitchenkillers@gmail.com. I know Billy got a few offers just recently. So if you want to get your discount, use TARDIS for your 10% off. Use the promo code TARDIS in the email. And again, those things are $14. We're going to have them at Space Coast Comic-Con for a special deal for anybody who's attending the con, working the con, being at the con, volunteering, guesting. We're going to be offering the barbecue sauce, Kitchen Killers barbecue sauce over at the con. If you get 2 bottles, you get $1 off the second bottle, as well as you're doing this for the Voodoo Chef Foundation that helps kids learn how to cook. I thought that was an interesting charity, but that inspires kids who've been interested in doing the cook. They can help them provide services to help them get influence and get started on cooking. So definitely check it out there. I lost my voice. Sorry there. Okay. So without further ado, Sean, where can people find... Oh, hit the wrong button. Sean, where can people find you?
Yeah, people can find me on YouTube at Our Philosophy Is. I'm increasingly doing Doctor Who stuff just for a brief breakdown. For one thing I did, I ranked all the Doctors last year by Riz, and you'll be surprised to know who made number 1. Recently, I did a video on Doctor Who and cruelty. If you saw my review of The Robot Revolution on here, you'll know that I took big issue with the Doctor laughing at cruelty. Like, I think the Doctor should always be the one standing up to cruelty and fascism and stuff like that, especially in 2025 when we got good people getting ripped out of their homes with no due process. And I also did a reaction to the Doctor's outfit. I did a reaction to the 15th Doctor's outfit as it was revealed, and my reaction was not what I thought it would be. And you can't really hide a negative reaction in real time to the Doctor's outfit. So if you want to see any of that stuff, I also did a reaction to Voyage of the Damned on there. You will need your own copy if you're going to watch that. But yes, I've done a lot of Doctor Who stuff recently, so you can head over there if you want to see any of that.
Timescales, if you want me to take the TARDIS to Mount Fuji, you're going to have to ship me and the TARDIS with. Yeah, that
would be cool.
That would be awesome out there. And last but not least, Gadget, where can people find you?
Well, next Tuesday and next Wednesday, I'm going to be at the Build Expo at the Javits Center with the other content creators and photographers and movie people to see what the industry's updated on everything, as well as the vendors, because they said there's some cool stuff there. I'm on Facebook, Instagram under Gadget Pendragon, YouTube. It would be Gadget 0711 all together. And you can always pick up my books on lulu.com. Amazon has one of them, but the first one is the unofficial D&D guide for kids under 10 and a few adults. I made this because as being a dyslexic, I could never play Dungeons and Dragons and worked on it. And our junior dungeon master in our test was autistic, and he did very well versus our normal cast, as we call it, and everything. And it's easy to play. There's instructions and everything. And there's supposed to be a few more coming out once I get a chance. And for those older readers, if you want, it's almost like 3 books in one. My trip to England to see if I found true love or not, Copley and Newcastle Journey and Beyond. And it has some tidbits from the Doctor Who museum exhibit, everything that before it shut down in Cardiff, and also other things. But right now, I just want everybody out there to be kind, be nice, and just have fun, because I was in a store and no one had a sense of humor while waiting in line. So humor is dying badly. Please bring it back.
Don't Don't insult Aldi's like that. Anyway.
I was in Target. I was in Target.
Oh, okay. It's gotten better. Anyway, folks, don't forget to check out our spin-off show. Of course, Dave has just started. I think he's in his second or third episode of the Happiness Patrol on the YouTube channel, youtube.com, Happiness Patrol Show. And our others. Yeah, pretty good. And our other spin-off show, which I cannot find because somebody hid it on me. There we go. Spill the Geek Tea with Tom and Mark. YouTube.com/Spill the Geek Tea 1. Check it out there. And again, don't forget, if you just want to get your sauce on, email Billy. That's actually his email address, kitchenkillers@gmail.com, and use the promo code 10% off. Thank you so much for joining us. Not exactly sure what we're going to be doing next week, but definitely keep an eye on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Also, there is one more birthday that I did not go over that I think is very important, because before we say goodnight, we're going to say...
Oh, I was going to ask you about that special birthday.
Happy birthday tomorrow to Tony Dugdale, who is the husband of our good friend Simon Fisher-Becker, which we lost this year. So his husband will be having a birthday on... no, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I'm just making sure because it said today. No, it's tomorrow. Sorry.
It is tomorrow.
Well, yeah, my computer. My calendar just fritzed out on me. But June 11th will be Tony Dugdale. And in honor of Tony, before you go, you can also say goodnight to Rose if you'd like. But everybody on the way out, please make sure you say goodnight to Simon. Thank you so much. Until the next adventure, folks, thank you, Jake. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Athena. And thank you, Brittany Marie, for coming on. Thank you, Sean. And thank you, Gadget, for being here. And thank you all for watching. Again, this is an incredible number and just continues to grow. And we were reading some, I think it was vidIQ, that projected that we would hit 75,000 if we stay on track on my birthday, August 20th. So if you guys want to help out, tell your friends, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, whatever you need to do to get our algorithms going. Thank you so much. Again, we are going to be saying goodnight. Don't forget to say goodnight, Simon, on the way out. Thank you so much for joining us. And until the next adventure, Tony, take us out.